We ask all listeners to gamble responsibly. All odds and tips mentioned in this podcast are personal opinions and used in reference to the Kindred brands. Welcome back to the Kindred Kickoff podcast. International break is over. We're going to be kicking off with this week's fixtures again, but we'll just review how boring and how mundane the international break was. Just in 2 words each, guys. Give me your thoughts on the international break. Kicking off with...
It was long.
It was long. That's 3 words.
Yeah.
Okay.
So long.
So long. Yeah? Nicholas?
Terribly disappointing.
Perfect.
Almost ruined my life.
Almost ruined. To be honest...
Can we not count to 2? I'm excessive.
We've kicked off really well as a starting point. Yeah, I didn't even check the fixtures until like a week in. I didn't know what was on.
I had no idea.
I can't even remember the last Premier League fixtures.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't check the international break.
Exactly the same. Like,
I didn't check the international break fixtures.
Obviously, we're all from different countries. Like, France was playing. I found out they were playing an hour before kickoff when I got a push for the lineup. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing we should mention is France did win 14-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niklas often says that France has the ability to score a lot of goals, but they don't really do it in those games.
Yeah.
Like, I think the last chip game a few months back was 3-4-0. Like, should have been more like, we never destroy, San Marino. These, and I don't know why this time they did, but also, Deschamps, if you're listening, Mbappe cannot be on the pitch at the 70th minute when it's already 12-0. If he gets injured and finishes the season, to bid Jib, I understand he's probably chasing goal records. No, I know he's not listening, but I gotta say my piece.
Diddy, if you're listening.
Obviously,
I'll tell you another thing. England have to stop blaming Maguire when they can't score goals. Like, this is... He was again pointed as the culprit of why they're bad, but I think it's deeper than that.
I think that might be a segment for the Christmas special, just Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Just on that, the Christmas special is coming up in a couple of weeks because obviously it is Christmas soon.
But more to be said.
We're feeling pretty festive, aren't we?
Always.
Yeah, so obviously we'll get back to the Premier League after Benji's rant about
please.
France and PSG and Mbappe.
And Deschamps.
We've got a huge game to kick off with. Man City, Liverpool. Louis, I'll let you kick off with this one, mate. Being a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared. We don't have a great record at Etihad, but
Another 12:30 for Klopp.
yeah, and another 12:30. And the boys our top boys just played in
Ecuador or something.
Yeah, down in South America, and somehow the City players all got knocks, and I think about 10 of them stayed behind, and they're all kind of ready for the weekend. So we'll see.
It's on purpose to kick off at 12:30 for club.
Oh, 100%.
Like every international break we came back and spoke about it.
And supposedly the referee's brother has a City season ticket or something. Yeah.
Got a long
So yeah, not quite optimistic. I think Darwin Nunez is like, he looks on fire at the minute.
Scored a few for Uruguay on the weekend.
For Uruguay, looks sharp.
He played in the week.
Yeah.
So he's
the only reason
jet lag, basically.
It doesn't matter. He's Darwin Nunez.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because I know Pellistri got an assist. For Nunez. Speaking of which, though, speaking of South America, did anyone see how much it kicked off yesterday?
Yeah, the Brazil pulley. Yeah. So I think Brazil is on. They don't have Vinicius. They're not.
Brazil bottom of that table.
They're not in great shape at all.
Fifth.
Yes.
So I think they're bottom.
No, fifth.
How many teams are there?
6.
All of them.
Yeah.
What?
They play in like a league setup.
Oh right, I thought it was just a group.
No.
Oh right.
So in the qualifiers they play the league of, is it 10?
Yeah,
10
I
teams?
still think 4 go automatically and another 2 go to playoffs.
Oh, so it's not that dramatic.
They're not. They're not.
Someone must have cut that off for me.
I don't know. But still looked horrible in the scenes.
It didn't look nice, no. And obviously Argentinians are just always up for it.
I mean, the rivalry between them is
Of
hardcore.
course. Yeah. And obviously the Copa America a few weeks ago, that was mad as well.
Yeah.
Fluminense and Boca Juniors.
Yeah.
But I digress. Sorry, Louis. Man City, Liverpool.
I think I have one bet. And I was struggling. I was looking for ages and ages and ages and ages trying to find.
Find
Okay,
some
Niklas
value.
is shaking his head obviously.
Except his Nunez hat trick that he's not a tip.
No, I think Darwin Nunez, if I was to back a goal scorer, I'd take him at 310.
Is to get a hat trick, he'd need about 30 chances.
Yeah, that's fine.
He'd need like 30 shots on goal.
He's 1 for 1, but to score that second one is like 40 more chances. But I think the one I really like with the way that they play now with Trent going into midfield is it's likely that Joel Matip will be that right centre back.
Yeah.
You'll have either Grealish, but most likely Doku running down that left hand side. For him to get a card is 460.
Okay, that's not bad.
That to me looks very good.
Yeah.
And Matip is not the fastest guy in the world, and he is rash at times.
Yeah.
Got very big feet as well. So.
Very, very, very
Lumps
big
of
feet.
Covers a lot of area, including your foot.
Yeah.
Size
So
14.
it might be Kanata's back, we're not sure, but he was out before the break and hasn't played over the week, so
What a
I
guy.
think Matip will start. And
Love Konate.
So that's
Oh,
my
I love
bet.
Konate. I think he's underrated.
so,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's another discussion.
Beast, man. He's a fast fridge, basically. He's amazing.
Nicholas, any value on this?
Oh, so much. I mean,
It's the first game.
yeah, but it's the best game.
Yeah.
It is the best game.
Yeah.
I think both teams score over 1.5 goals second half and over 8.5 shots on target, 255. Banker. Over 9.5 shots on target and over 9.5 corners, 310. Szoboszlai to have a shot on target. He scored twice for Hungary in last game, 270.
Nice.
Absolute value.
He did have a shot after the game, though, so
Thank you. Huh?
he did have a shot after the game.
Doesn't matter.
That's
He's a shooting machine
Yeah.
and a shot machine.
Yeah.
Oh, see what I did there? Liverpool over 4.5 corners, 240. Card double of all card doubles. We start early, guys, just like the Liverpool. McAllister and Rodri, two of the biggest shithouses in the country, in the league, 11. Add that little spice. Make it a treble with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who got a card actually for England, and you're up to 30. We've got a Unibet special, Salah and Haaland to have over 1.5 shots on target each at 750.
Yeah.
They love shots as well.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm done. Sorry.
So that's where I was actually. I didn't go into a lot of combinations myself. I think we have a couple of Unibet specials, boosted odds, which are quite attractive. Silva to give an assist is 6. That's not too high of a jump for his 550 base price, but he's the maestro there at the moment. But the one that was good, if you fancy, is Doku, Haaland, Salah, and Nunez to have one shot on target each at 6. If you say it's a shooting feast. I'm not sure if we have stats on how the 12:30 game differs from the others in terms of volume of goals or mistakes and so on. That's probably something we could look into in the
Fizzy's
future.
your man for that.
Yeah. I do have some stat back bets for later, but I thought the boosted odds in the Liverpool City game were pretty good on your bet at the moment. Both teams to score in over 4.5 goals in the game. I think that's a bit stretch. 450 is too low for that. And then Haaland and Salah to score is 5. Again, should it be more? I don't know. But I really like the shots one, and also I think Silva to give an assist. I mean, what's City's goal per game average? 3 or something. Obviously, they might not do it against Liverpool, but we also know that Liverpool's strategy this season is we try to score more than we concede. So they will concede. They will concede 2-3 goals, but they might score 2-3 goals as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Liverpool of old, really, isn't it?
Fun.
Yeah.
Entertaining, great games to watch. Not the Liverpool Chelsea's from the 2010s when it was like 0-0s in Champions League
Rafa
semis.
Benitez,
Yeah.
Mourinho.
Yeah, negative football.
Dead
Yeah,
rubbers.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't do a lot of score predictions on the pod, but I always tend to ask people that are supporting that team. So, what's your score prediction for Liverpool City, Louis?
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. Nice. I'm hoping for a draw, personally.
I don't know why I have like this 3-3 goal fest a bit in my head, but
I'd love a 3-0.
if you get goals early, it's gonna unfold. If they go
If Liverpool
KG
get the-
first half,
Liverpool get the first.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
if City get the first goal.
0
Liverpool
goals in the
just
first
be-
half is probably high odds, and
Yeah.
that's actually not bad because sometimes no one wants to kind of drop the first thing
Yeah,
themselves.
it's true.
But yeah,
And 12:30.
and 12:30 and South American trips.
Pasta for breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
The next game isn't as glamorous. It's a bottom of the table clash between Sheffield United and Bournemouth. Sheffield United at home. Bournemouth off the back of a few decent results.
Yes.
Should we skip this one?
I
Have
have
we
two.
got- well,
I
we don't have
have
anything.
two bets on it.
Yeah. I really struggled again to
Yeah.
find. I think generally this week is quite tough to find. There's a
Value.
few games that stand out, but there's a lot. Yeah, it's hard.
I think the two bets I have very similar.
Mm-hmm.
They're building on each other. The first one is both teams to score in over 4.5 Bournemouth corners at 270, and then I would add to that the draw away double chance to get 370. I think Bournemouth defence is leaking.
Yeah.
And
But they don't look too bad going forwards.
no, exactly. Which is why I think the both teams to score, I find that quite appetising. So yeah,
Anything from you, Benji?
Not really.
We can skip. We can go to Nottingham Forest, Brighton.
yeah.
Nottingham Forest at home. Brighton starting to flap a little bit in the league.
I'd say Nottingham Forest probably slight favourites for me.
Slight. It just shows how much Brighton have not. I don't want to use the term falling off. Maybe found their level.
I don't know, man. I think they look good on the ball, Brighton,
Yeah.
still.
I'm starting to suss them out.
Don't they have a key game in Athens this week? Is it European
European
competition already?
starts
Yeah.
this
it is,
week.
yeah.
Because they did alright at Ajax, but everybody's been beating Ajax.
Yeah.
I think it's tough. If I had to take anything, I'd just take Forest basically to win. But
Yeah.
Flat, how much is that? 225?
let's see.
Forest is 350.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
But then what is... They're not slightly favourite.
Brighton at 280.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, then the value's probably on Forest,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Forest are the home team as well. But yeah, that could be one for the draw merchants, you know.
Yeah. We haven't
Um,
predicted a draw in a couple of weeks, actually.
I would actually go for Brighton and both teams to score plus over 2.5 here. 375.
Okay.
I mean, again, both teams to score has come in every Brighton game this season.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I just base that on the fact that I think Brighton they're playing well enough to have some wins, and I think
They're
Sure,
definitely
why
the
not?
better football team.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Forest seem to nick results though, which is
Yeah.
impressive.
but erratically so.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I tipped Forest to be top 10 at the start of the season. That was like one of my wild card
Did you?
guesses. Yeah, I said I could see them getting top 10. We'll see how that develops. Next game, another claret and blue derby, Burnley and West Ham.
I think the
Burnley at
obvious,
home.
the obvious bet I think is Bowen to score is 280.
Yeah.
Scored in every
He's
away
got-
game thus far.
Yeah, he's got 8 goals
Dear
this
win,
season.
Insane.
That's
280.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Bowen's to score on West Ham is 370.
Yeah.
Because I think West Ham should win
West
this.
Ham to win is the other one that I've
Yeah.
kind of put up
Yeah.
here. So to combine them, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, Burnley have been
Atrocious.
atrocious. Yeah, I mean they might be saved by that 10
As
point.
predicted.
Yeah.
What?
As
Hold
predicted.
on. Yeah, we predict them to go down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
Benji-
below 41 points, I think, or
Yeah.
something, below 40 points.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of just expect a little bit more, just the brand of football they're playing, but it just again shows the gap in Premier League to Championship.
But also sometimes you play good football and that's not how you win.
Yeah.
I remember, was it a 2005 Portsmouth team which was playing amazing football with Piquion and these guys.
Yeah.
They finished bottom. Because
One-
they took the game to their opponents, but
Yeah.
they got punished.
Next game, another really glamorous game. We've got Luton, Crystal Palace. Luton at home.
Could that be your draw?
That could be a draw.
That could be the draw, because I do agree Palace is not bad, but did Luton, they drew at home. What did they do? They played well against
nicked the
Liverpool.
win.
They nicked the win at home. I think that was the last. Man, these international breaks are so long.
Luton nicked a point against Liverpool.
Yeah.
At home. And then they won a game at home at some point as
They
well.
won away against Everton.
They won
Yeah.
away. Okay. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that could be the draw.
They got done in by the mighty Reds though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1-0.
Wow.
Done in.
I think this is a game where they're going to maybe struggle a bit, Luton, because they're playing against another team who has quite a lot of height in their team,
Yeah.
and I mean that's their strength, right? Pumping the ball into the box, winning challenges.
Isn't that guy
Yeah,
most challenges won and most challenges lost?
yeah. Up until a few weeks back.
Okay.
The only thing that I've found quite nice, because Eze is back, and
Oh.
he's obviously the
Yeah.
bright spark in Palace's team, and he generally has quite a lot of shots.
Yeah.
No, so they've only priced up so far the shots on target, which the line is 1.5 at 320, which makes me think that just having shots will be line around 2.5.
Yeah.
So whenever that comes live, that's what
That's
I'll
what to
take.
take, yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it hits the goal or the corner flag, a shot's a shot. So.
I think here I've got my best value of the week, and we can check in hindsight, obviously, if that's going to be a great shout. But Palace to win an under 2.5 goals, 420. I can't see it being a high scoring game.
No.
I just cannot.
I think like 1-0, 2-0.
Both teams aren't exactly
Yeah.
prolific.
Yeah.
No, and I think the difference between a Palace win, which is 205, and Palace to win an under 2.5 at 420, that's a massive disparity.
Yeah.
So I think 420 for that is sensational value.
Nice.
You can call VAR if you want to check this, but I think that's great value.
I wouldn't want to be calling them. Next game is a big one. Newcastle-Chelsea. Chelsea picking up a bit of steam.
What a stupid game to have for 3 o'clock.
I know, right? That's a brilliant game.
Yeah.
That'll be a perfect game to have that night.
Yeah.
Half 5 or whatever, but that's another London derby.
Stat back bet. Nicholas Jackson has the most yellow card in the Premier League.
Most yellow card, did you say?
Yeah, 7.
I think both teams are in the top 4 of most booked teams
Correct.
in the league as well.
Yeah.
Correct. Conor Gallagher has most foul committed as well.
Do you know what? You know
So-
the Nicholas Jackson thing, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, like there's the Mandela effect,
Yeah.
where like people think something's happened. but
Oh no,
it's-
for sure.
Right. So me and my mate were like, me and my mate were
Is
like,
he a Newcastle mate?
he's not. He's a Crystal Palace fan.
Okay.
We were like,
Wait. Is it the one with Eddie the Eagle?
no, he's same group, different mate.
Okay.
So basically, we were like, isn't Nicholas Jackson Colombian?
No, that's the other Jackson. Is it Jackson?
Yeah.
Anyway, it
Yeah.
came up when he scored, obviously, Senegal, and we were like, I swear he's Colombian.
No, that's the other Jackson.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, that's what I was getting onto a conspiracy theory, but
So yeah.
yeah, sorry,
So,
back to
Jackson Martinez.
Jackson
That's-
Martinez.
that must be it.
So if you put Nicholas Jackson, both teams to score, over 2.5 goal, and Gallagher to get a card, that's 10.
Ooh.
Or just Jackson, both teams to score, and over 2.5, that's 5. You can add that the ref is what's it, Hooper? 4.2,
Hooper, yeah.
4.2 cards per game.
Yeah,
So-
from not giving out any cards
Yeah.
in the last season to
And
being...
you can add that Newcastle is a bit.
Yeah,
They're
there was a
always
punch
I
at
mean,
them, aren't they?
Guimaraes belong in UFC 257,
Yeah.
but they're a bit of a feisty team, and they lost a couple of key players. So
I don't
all
know-
these
I
things
don't know
added
who's-
together.
I don't know who's back for Newcastle yet. Obviously, after
No, I
Not
checked the
Tonali.
overview and it just says unknown return date for about 10 different players.
Really?
Oh, good. I haven't really got much sympathy for him.
And
No.
both teams have a lot of people who were on international duty as well. So I think altogether, yeah, I could see cards. You can pick them where you want. Obviously, Jackson and Gallagher are stat-wise the top ones, but as we know with Romero, it's never the top one who gets them. But there'll be cards in that game,
Yeah.
and they should be goals as well. Because
Newcastle at home, they always turn up against the bigger sides.
I mean, they
They tend to play very boring football in these types of games. I'm sorry.
Boring,
it?
but like it's
Yeah.
effective, it's aggressive. Do you know what? No,
isn't it the gung-ho Chen pressing that they
They-
do?
No.
They did
they-
it against
I mean, they do
United
press high.
5, they did it against Paris. They did it at home. They press.
Against the bigger sides though. Like maybe
that-
not Villa, but
Is that Chelsea not a bigger side now?
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I still count. Oh, we'll see. This is one TBC because I said at the start of the season, Newcastle will struggle against the lesser teams where they'll park the butt. Where the
And we've
lesser-
seen that.
and
We've
we have seen that.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting to see how they play against the big boys because they do seem to grind out the results.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a bit upset because they've done PSG, right?
Very upset.
No. I know not to get into the PSG pod. We have more time for that another day. But if you remember that game, we decided to line up
Play
in
4-2-4.
4-2-4
Yeah.
against what was with Tonali at the time one probably of the most solid in Guimaraes, one of the most solid midfielders in the Premier League. So you decided to show up with 4 strikers like if it was FIFA Ultimate Team, and you got punished.
Yeah.
But they put a lot of intensity.
Yeah,
And also
back in-
Guimaraes elbowed someone in the back of the head and got away with it.
Back in the day, that was my favourite formation on Pro Evo, whatever. 4-2-4,
Yeah.
just all out.
Yeah,
United
doesn't,
2
doesn't
wins.
generally work.
No, of course not.
in the
I mean, it
Champions
might.
League.
It probably worked in like the 90s, 4-4-2. The good teams probably could get away with 4-2-4, but no, not nowadays. Not nowadays where the Peps, diluted the whole pyramid, but...
Or Arteta playing 34 formations in one game.
Yeah.
That's fine.
3.5, 4,
Yeah,
2.5. Okay,
yeah.
what's this formation? Yeah.
Who knows? Fluid. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Did I have anything?
Of course.
That's insulting to my soul, mate. Cole Palmer to score is 4.
Ooh.
Penalty.
Yeah.
He only
Penalty
scored- he
hero.
only scored
Hasn't
penalty.
missed the pen yet. Our favourite, Bruno Guimaraes, to get a card. Yeah. That was
He
was
doesn't
booked.
get cards, though. That's the thing.
No, but
He
at
gets
some
away
point,
with
He
so
gets
much.
away
yeah,
with
but at some point, and combine that with Enzo, I mean, that's a shithousery.
Joe
fest.
Linton as well in there.
Yeah.
He chucked Joe Linton in there. as well.
Honestly, but that midfield, I mean, I think there's going to be a
Do you know what?
there's
Thinking
going to be
about
a
that, yeah, you're right.
fist fight, and that double is 10.
Caicedo in there as well.
Caicedo.
Who,
Yeah.
There's
may I
so
just-
many though.
May I
That's
just
the
add,
problem.
Caicedo has been really disappointing so far. But again, that's one for a future pod.
But also, you can add Longstaff, who has started to pick up cards.
Yes.
41, that triple.
Should we just put a bet over 5.5 cards or
Yeah.
whatever?
Red card is 390.
170.
I think that's a bit.
I like the red card in this game.
Yeah.
Someone will lose their head.
Yeah, Guimaraes.
Yeah, potentially. It's just a matter of getting away with it or not.
The ref seeing it.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
He does get away with it, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Next game, as I mentioned, we've got another London derby.
Yeah.
It's Brentford-Arsenal. That is the 5:30 game.
Oh, I didn't look into this one.
How is that 5:30 game?
I don't want to bet on
I
Brentford
think it's
anymore.
because it's a. I think it's because it's a 5:30. Sorry, yeah. I think it's
'Cause
because
it's a
it's a
London
London
derby.
derby. Yeah. Not that should mean anything.
Some
but
logistics stuff.
like we have that every week, as I've pointed out before. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a weird one. Hold on, Raya's on loan, right?
Is Ray on loan?
Yeah, he
Is it?
is.
He's
He's
right.
Right, so he's not going to play.
Eligible to play.
No,
Depends if in Football Manager you tick the box, can play against.
no.
I don't think they
the
have
league
that.
rules. You know.
Well, and
Oh, that's the
obviously,
league supersedes. Oh,
and obviously, Ramsdale had he's had like a bit of a shocker over the international break, where his dad's coming out
yeah.
slagging off the club or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he also said that he can't concentrate.
Yeah, he said he can only concentrate for 10 minutes at a time,
Some
and then
shit
he needs
like
a break or
that.
something.
So yeah, so interesting. This whole little dynamic of rotating keepers. Again, we'll touch on this in the Christmas special, but it's a bit of a madness. Like it's
I
a
don't
bit.
really like it. We did it in Paris for a few
'Cause
years with
you've-
Navas and
And
stuff.
yeah,
It just doesn't
and you
work.
just think oh, either this Arteta's either a genius or he's a nutcase, and he's proven to be a nutcase.
Real did it with Casillas and
Was it Navas?
It was
At
might
the
have been
time?
Navas, yeah.
might have been
No,
Navas.
Diego
Diego
Lopez.
Lopez.
Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One played Champions League,
Ah.
so every 2-3 weeks, and the other one played every weekend. Like, what consistency do you
Yeah,
get
it's
from that?
ridiculous.
That is fantastic knowledge by the boys there.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna skip that game because
I think I've got a shot
But
special.
Arsenal will win. What's the price on the Arsenal should?
I to me, Brentford away from home,
Yeah.
counter-attacking football.
That's again some of the games they need to win to be the
Yeah,
team
yeah.
that would be favoured to be second.
Sorry, Brentford are at home.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Arsenal to win is 175,
that's
which I
not
think
high
is too
enough.
low.
Yeah, that's not high enough. I agree.
Mbeumo and Odegaard to have shots on targets, one each, is 295.
I like that.
That's decent value.
Yeah, I like that.
Really good.
That's probably the bet.
Yeah.
the next game is one that I quite like: Tottenham Aston Villa, who I think will be the best of the rest this season. Is in like I think they'll both
Stop.
finish.
Tottenham or Villa?
Ahead of Newcastle, then.
I think they'll both finish outside the top four.
Who?
Tottenham and Aston Villa. I think Newcastle will as well.
So I wouldn't have put Villa in the top 4. I would have put Tottenham based on performance, but they lost 2 injuries and a ban. So
They lost a
their
few
next
players, that
3-4 games are going to cost them a lot of points, or not. But I wouldn't have put Villa there. I think we had Villa 7-8. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
obviously
I think
have
they'll be-
Forest
they'll
in
be
the top
near
10 as well,
enough.
and Palace relegated. So
Yeah.
it's different views here.
The
Yeah.
Palace relegation, let's just, again, if we are going to bring that up, I said I had to chuck a wild card out there. I still think that the 3 that came up will go down.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. Call it clickbait.
Yeah.
So yeah, what have we got for Tottenham Villa?
And goals galore for me.
Really?
Do you not think so?
I'm not sure how Tottenham is going to score goals. I watched them against Wolves and they were... I was appalled by what I was watching.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
but
yeah,
Ange,
so-
Ange is the dogs apparently.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
He can coach anyone in that team. Oh, he rotates players and they come in and they still.
Even in the group chat, we have a group chat for the pod, and you've been, you don't like.
I
that.
don't mind the guy. I don't like the.
You find a bit.
As I mentioned, I don't like the.
you don't like the last
But
year.
it's the pundits.
I just don't like.
you're not the
I'm not a fan of this
It was the same with
sensationalising.
Arteta before. It was the same with Pep. It was the same with.
Yeah,
they
I'm not a
glorify
fan.
you
I'm
until
not-
they burn you. They'll burn him.
I'm not a fan.
They'll burn him.
That's all it is. I actually like the bloke.
I would agree with you on the goal thing, but the game you're referring to is the last game before the international break.
Yeah, when they actually had all the injuries, they scored after 2
It was
minutes.
that game, yeah.
And then I think they had 2 shots on target for the entire match.
So I'm quite conservative better compared to you guys. So I'm like, when I say goals galore, I'm on the Asian over 3 line at
Right.
174.
Okay, so not Newcastle, Chelsea, or City.
I think it could be that.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. But you got Van der Ven injured, you got Romero out, suspended, you got Bissouma also is a big defensive player, suspended. I saw Udogi's
Maddison.
maybe not playing.
Madison.
Yeah,
out.
but he's an attacking threat, so this is more on the defensive side.
Yeah.
So you got, again, Eric Dyer and potentially Ben Davies playing centre-backs against Diaby, against Ollie Watkins.
2010 goal. They won.
And I think Spurs will score as well. So at a minimum, I'm very confident.
But
I'm
his point-
super confident that there'll be at least 3 goals.
His point was who will score for Spurs, and that's why I was referring to
It's
Madison.
only
Liga.
Son. It's
Son.
only Son.
Yeah, but how much do you do
Kulusevski.
without Madison setting it up?
They'll be fine.
Will
Kulusevski,
they?
Brent Johnson's a good player. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
They could play counter in that game.
you don't think,
No, 'cause-
you don't think
Because
Spurs will score at least 1 goal
doesn't
against
change nothing. You know?
Aston Villa. No.
He sticks
Aston
by his
Villa don't look
principles.
that good defensively.
No, I've been the one slaughtering their back line.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm shocked
Villa.
by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're on 0-0 basically.
No, I'm on Villa minus
Minus 2.5.
no, Villa to win and over 2.5
Yeah.
and Villa -1.
You just slated my goals.
Yeah, but my goals galore is over 4.5, mate.
Okay.
But Villa -1 is 850.
Yeah, fair. That's good.
I don't necessarily see them winning by 2 goals.
I mean, they lost to Wolves. I think it's a big loss for them.
I would say
losing
this game
Maddison.
is too wild.
They have no backup in Richarlison. He's out with some kind of what was it? Was it the?
I'm not sure. I know he's out.
Don't
Is
even
it hip?
say. I don't know.
When you say you don't want to say it, what
I really don't like that guy.
like what like?
He's injured.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's out.
Okay.
Also, so Ollie Watkins to have at least 2 shots on target is 265, which I think
That's
is
decent,
quite
yeah.
good.
That's good.
Yeah, just because of the space that they'll get behind the Tottenham defence, he should get at least 3-4 shots off during the game for 2 of those to hit the target. Yeah.
When's that game? Is that Sunday 4:30? No.
That game is
Sunday.
Sunday.
2:00.
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, as you've introduced it, we'll go on to the Sunday 4:30 game, which is Everton at home to Manchester United.
Oh, that's a tough one for you.
I'll tell you why it's a tough one. Because of the what?
Oh.
Because of this 10-point deduction, they're going to be
Everton at 4 points, man.
They're going to be bang up for it. They're going to be so up for it.
Alright.
You know, we're still going to be like, in this malaise that we're in at the minute, where we're just like, yeah.
Are we a good club? Are we not a good
Yeah,
club?
you know,
Do we
just-
have fans? Do we have owners? Who's on?
Yeah,
who's
we don't
on,
know
who's
what's
on?
going
Are we
on.
being sold? Maybe yes.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. Just
It's
like
Maguire's fault. It's Maguire's fault.
Yeah.
this proper
Blame
like
Maguire.
middle of the road like.
Bring back
You
Phil
should-
Jones.
you should win
Tony
that.
Evans has to play.
Hey, they're tough. They've got that.
No, but you
grit.
should
They've got that-
win that. But I agree with you. It's not as straightforward. What are the prices?
I am taking Everton draw no bet at evens.
Everton, no. Okay.
Draw no bet. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's essentially split down the middle. Man United are 260, Everton are 265 to win the match.
Flip a coin.
What's the draw? 320? 340? No.
345.
Yeah. Okay.
345.
Is that the draw? Is that and not
This could
and not in Luton Palace? Is
But Man United don't draw games this year.
no, if it's 1-1, you can see that the 94th minute.
Yeah.
Or you score as well. It happens.
Yeah.
Calvert
We'll do one of the two.
Yeah. Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin and
Calvert's injured, right?
Is he injured?
I mean, that's a 50-50 year, so
Yeah,
that's,
that's
not a
actually
big,
true.
That's
Yeah,
not a
could be,
big
could be,
claim,
yeah.
but
Otherwise, him and Bruno to have a shot on target each is 275.
and Bruno is still on all set pieces.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. He does
Depends
whatever he wants, essentially.
It depends if Mount plays. Actually, Mount's usually on corners now. But
At least not the pens.
And Eric's
Man United don't get pens anymore.
Yeah, since Klopp made those comments, I think we're bottom of the
The thing
league.
is, you had so many for the past 20
Yeah.
years as well that you're now
Now
in debit.
It's not.
it really seems to be
He
working. that
literally
way.
had 4 penalties since 2020 or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Ashley Young to get booked 335.
Like that.
Yeah.
She's still playing.
Exactly the reason why.
Favourite now.
So yeah, that's going to be an interesting game to say the least.
Oh, yeah, that one's interesting.
And that atmosphere will be buzzing.
Really curious to see the stadium as well.
They're going to be
Induction.
buzzing, mate.
But I'm sure they're going to appeal that, so I don't know how that works.
They will, but I think they're going to get a point deduction regardless.
Yeah, it
I
might
think-
not be 10, but
Yeah, it might be like 5.
But if they appeals long enough, then
They're out.
Next
They're out
year.
of
Then
shit
it's
for
next
this
year.
year.
Oh,
But
it
exactly.
won't
yeah,
last
they
until
can't.
past the end of
I
the season.
personally think it
will.
has to be within the season, otherwise it's
Yeah.
completely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens to my favourite club, Man City. Let's see what happens there, mate. 115 charges to get through.
Here we go. And Chelsea.
Sorry, I just had to bring it up. Sorry, as we're on the subject, but we'll talk about it more in our next special episode.
That one's going to be a long episode.
Yeah.
Palace is put back there.
All my faves. Last game of the week is Fulham versus Wolves.
Fulham scored 10 goals in 12 games.
Not a lot.
That is boring.
Yeah,
Wolves to win at 3. Quite like that.
quite like that. I have Raul Jimenez to have a shot on target at 192. Just
Yeah.
It's just the old club motivation. There's literally no more signs to it. He
Was
scored in the last game before the break.
Who?
Raul Jimenez.
Yeah.
And that was his first goal for Fulham. He's not looked like scoring much, but
Statbacks bet. Our favorite miss header guy, Cunha. Do you
Yeah.
know that he was top 20 in the shots in the Prem?
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And he has the most dribbles in the Prem.
Top
What?
20 in the Prem for shots.
Has he got most dribbles? Wow.
I'm going to double check because now you're making me doubt, but
Most of that probably came against United in the first game.
Yeah.
They just dribbled through our midfield every
He
chance
did
they
dominate
got.
that. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I remember.
he's 5 to score
Oof.
for them. And obviously Neto's our boy, but
Primarily for assists, right?
you would think so. But the problem is he tried to give a lot of assists to Cunha and Cunha fumbled them.
Yeah.
So every now and then he goes and scores himself. But if you go to, no, what was I looking at? Triple, right?
But I mean, I actually think the one shot on target and Wolves to win at 4.33 is appealing as well, because he has been scoring a bit of goals, and he has great shot conversion as well. When he actually takes a shot, he hits the target.
I'm there, boys. Mateus Cunha, 31 dribbles completed, top 10 for dribbles completed in 2020-24. He's in front of Eze and Doku. They're all tied with Eze and Doku,
Oh,
Okay.
good.
but he's right up there.
Yeah.
Nice little
Sterling
start.
is right below that. That doesn't pay off.
He looks sharp.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
that's
sure.
a good table, this dribbling table. Jordan and you.
Marcus Rashford is in the top 10.
And Pedro Neto, so that's 2 Wolves in the top 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
You know what? You know
what
what?
was
I
I saying?
was just thinking.
440 for Cunha to score.
I've bigged
Nine
up.
to score first.
I've bigged up Gary O'Neill consistently through the pod, but I'm starting to like Wolves. Well, more Gary O'Neill because I think he's done that job. But like you know, like we big up Villa a lot.
They're good to watch.
I think Wolves should be in that
Yeah.
category as well.
Yeah,
They're good to
Yeah.
watch.
No, full credit to him.
but that's the what was it? Nuno Espirito Santo. That's the when they took the Portuguese turn a couple of years ago, and they had basically every single
Oh,
Benfica,
yeah.
Porto, Setúbal,
But
youngsters.
also 5 at the back.
Yeah, pretty boring.
Yeah, pretty boring to watch. They're a lot better to watch this season.
Yeah.
Does that-
They should win that game, and if you gutsy, because I don't know if it's going to be a lot of goals, but Cunha to score first is 10 or 9,
Ooh.
and he's the guy that spare, you know, like
Yeah,
he's the
yeah,
guy at
yeah.
the front, so they feed him. So yeah,
Awesome.
and I slated him when I don't remember which
He
game
missed a lot of chances.
He had
and
a
stuff.
header in the box, and he went like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Liverpool.
and Neto was like, yeah, it was the first half against Liverpool.
Yeah.
They're much better than you guys.
They should have been up by 3-4 goals.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. What a knowledge.
Then we punish them.
Which is what you do a lot. You suffer in the beginning. You start off your game not good, and then eventually you catch up.
Yeah, it helps when your keeper's world class.
Best keeper in the world by far.
Yeah, I think so as well.
All round as well. Top keeper. Enough of the Alisson. That concludes this week's
That's the last game.
fixtures.
Yeah.
That's
it's the Friday. Fulham has played every Monday games.
They have.
Why don't they play more big matches on Mondays? I mean,
I'd like the Fridays to come back. I'd like the Fridays.
I think we take this in the next pod as well. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It's a Netflix series. The next pod. 7 episodes.
So obviously that concludes this week's fixtures. But next week, not the Christmas special. Next year, Newcastle versus Man United, which is a big game.
Ooh.
We have Man City, Tottenham. We also have Chelsea versus Brighton.
Who's Arsenal playing?
Wolves.
Arsenal got Wolves.
That's a great game week.
So obviously, thanks again for everyone who joined, and thank you to our listeners. We'll be back next week.
Thank you, guys.